We were just talking about all the amazing stuff you've done this year, so we're very, very excited to learn more about it.
I appreciate it. Very nice to see you again, Paula. Very nice to meet you, Seb. Have been seeing great things, and Paula has shared some cool stuff. So excited to chat about everything.
Amazing. No, look, we're live right now. We're streaming, and it is so great to have you. So thank you for joining us. And why don't you, we've given a bit of context, but why don't we hear it from yourself? Tell us like who you are, what you're building.
Yeah, for sure. So we started Wondercraft a couple of years ago. In the beginning, the goal was to make it possible to create audio content very easily. And, using AI voices, we recognized that it was very challenging to create a proper podcast. So with the rise of AI voices, we thought that we can make that flow a little bit easier. And that has been our journey for the past 18 months or so. And we're now evolving into becoming a video platform as well, meaning you will have the capability of creating by leveraging AI tools. And there's two components to that. One is using generative AI models as part of your creation process. But the biggest component and the innovation that we're bringing into this market is having that AI agent that will be next to you to help you in the creative and the editing process. We've called this AI agent Wanda, as a derivative name of Wondercraft. And Wanda is that creative assistant that can help you to get going. I think what we're finding after we spoke to a lot of people that would be prospective users for video, we recognize that everyone knows that there's new models out there. There's some cool models from Veo, cool models from Runway. That's just video. Then you have Nano Banana, so many for images, so many for audio, music, sound effects, voice. The challenging thing now is how to leverage how to leverage all of them to create an engaging video. No one wants AI slop. Definitely, that's not what we're aiming. So the first and primary thing that Wanda does is being aware of all of these models and what each one specializes in, and suggests as part of the creative process, suggests to the user what is it that they need to do. To give you an example, to make this a little bit more concrete, say that I'm the NBA or a basketball association, and I want to create an ad. You will go to Wanda. You will describe what the key message is that you want to create, and what are the assets that you have available. The more assets, of course, the better. But realistically, you might just have like the logo or a few images, and that can be a good starting point, right? And then from that point on, you may give a little bit of a creative direction, like you want it to be like, you want to have a little bit of a mystical approach, or you want it to be inspirational. And then it's Wanda's job to go and suggest that, okay, for this frame, for this scene, we can use Runway model to create this. For that scene, we can use the other model. This can be like a collection of images. We can use this song, or we can generate a new song with the 11 Labs music model, generate sound effects on the spot. So this is a little bit of the vision that we have for the future of video. This is not something that has been available. And there's many people that create video quite a lot, and or there's many people that would want to create video and have struggled until now. So we're moving to this space where it's just creating video by chatting to an AI. That's really the innovation that we're bringing to the market.
Yeah, it's super interesting because there are so many models out there. And for example, I would say I'm like quite quick to adopt some of them, but you feel a little bit left alone with it, right? You're like, oh, okay, now there's VO3. Now I need to like myself go figure out what it's good at and like for which of my use cases I use it. And so you're like hopping between these things. And if I understand you correctly, you bring all that together, and Wanda is almost like your advisor and your co-editor who tells you, oh yeah, for that use case, you're going to want to use this model, and really helps you navigate that whole stack end to end.
Yeah, that's exactly right, Paula. The way I think about it, it's basically there's 3 layers to Wondercraft. The first one is it's a video editing platform. There's quite a few of those out right now. There's a second stack, which is an application layer of all the top AI, generative AI models across all of the modalities. And then finally, there's a third layer of Wanda, that's the creative assistant that helps you across everything. So that is the future of Wondercraft.
Very cool.
Who are your main users now? Sorry, Seb.
Yeah, so until now, our product has been very much audio focused, and our main users are people that are either creating podcasts or ads or meditations. For podcasts, it's not so much the Joe Rogan style, the long, bantery podcast. It's more so informative podcast conveying some information. Where we've seen a huge rise is podcasts for internal communications. As an example, the World Bank is a customer using podcasts to convey the research that they do, that their research team does to the rest of the bank in an easy way. But also like many other organizations, Novartis, Siemens, the Harvard Business School, quite a few organizations are using Wondercraft to create the internal communications podcasts. But apart from that, as I mentioned, there's the ads use case has been big for us. It's similar to what I was describing before, but for the audio world alone. And for that, think about there's so many ads. Most of us are on Spotify Premium, so we don't interact with the ads, but Spotify makes about 15% of its revenue does come from ads, and these ads need to be produced somehow. So Spotify uses Wondercraft to create ads on behalf of their brand advertisers. Amazon, something similar for their music streaming service, and Alexa, and iHeart does the same. Sirius does the same. So those are a few of the use cases right now. But everyone, including the companies that I just mentioned, everyone has been asking for video. So that came kind of organically for us because our users wanted it. But our vision grew about what it is that we can do rather than just allow them to add an audiogram and publish it on YouTube. Our vision grew as we were planning on going to video, and we decided to make this a very big product, which effectively kind of transitions all of our company into video rather than being a supplementary feature to audio.
And can I ask about the launch video? I mean, the launch video was phenomenal, went super, super viral. It had its real moment kind of across social media. Was that what you were expecting, or did that go much bigger than you'd hoped?
I love that question, Sep. I've been deep into launch videos. I know Paula. Paula is my dear friend, by the way.
I already gave the background.
Yeah. Okay. And I know Paula spends a lot of time on X as well, and it's chaos of startups launching right now.
Yeah.
And it's so good. Like the inflation of quality of launch videos, which of course is a product of how much building is happening right now, and you need to break through the noise somehow. But concretely, yeah, appreciate the kind words, Seb. If I expected it, you can never expect it, right? Like you can never know. You can never know if you're gonna break through the noise. The best you can do is create the best quality that you can. Try it for it to be just like contextually relevant to the people that you want to engage on the post and eventually with your company. And then of course it's kind of I guess like an art. You need to play with the algorithm a little bit, understand that as an concrete example, LinkedIn and X start with muted videos when you're scrolling, right? So you need to scroll and you have 5 seconds where you need to grab the attention visually alone. So like, how do you do that? And then what are these shots? It needs to be very fast. Do you decide to do a product demo, or is it like a memery style video like the one we did? Or is it a founder video that's just presenting what it is? You need to make all those decisions, and you can never know. Just to share a little bit more, for us, it was just a little bit of inspiration of like what were the good launch videos that we had seen before. We reached out to find out like who were these people that created those launch videos, and then worked with them to create this product, and it's been very good. Like it created that moment that we wanted, and from that point on, the wait list for Wanda has been growing, and we're 4 weeks out from releasing it to the world. In fact, just now we released another similar video half an hour earlier before I joined. That just basically keeps that momentum going.
Nice.
Yeah.
We have to check that out.
Yeah. go check that out.
And do you have like maybe a tangible tip or two for the founders out there who also want to do a really good launch video, apart from that they should use Wanda, which they should? But do you have something that you've learned now? I mean, you've also been posting your 40 mistakes videos, which we can get to in a minute. But are there some tangible tips where you're like, this is actually something I've learned that can help?
Yeah, I mean, one thing that actually helps quite a lot, you've seen, and this is not the quality of video, but more so fitting it in on socials. First thing is like you kind of need to optimize for the platform of choice, whether it's LinkedIn, whether it's X. I would suggest either one of those to begin with. For most of people that are watching this, I can only imagine that those would be the platforms of choice. These two platforms have developed different languages between them, and depending on which one you want to optimize for, the outcome of the video will be a little bit different. As an example, LinkedIn is a little bit better for founder speaking head video. On X, most likely that wouldn't go far. And another thing to add here is something that's quite valuable for LinkedIn more so than X is to request someone to comment, for example, comment Wanda to get early access or to bump on the wait list. Many people include that on the caption, and that's of course the step one. It's very easy for you to do that, but including it in the video itself as the final CTA of the video, if you're launching on a wait list, for example, to say comment Wanda to get access, like basically just say what you're including in the caption. That was very significant for us. For X, for example, we didn't even have that caption and people were commenting quite a lot. So include that as like the very last part, because engagement is very important. So you need to like push people towards the engagement. And a final thing, of course, but that's just for like every post, like just make sure that the day that you're launching, you have some people to boost that launch in the beginning. Because you just need to get the algorithm recognizing that this is something different.
Yeah, and you seem to now also be building in public, kind of double clicking on the storytelling you've been doing around your 40 mistakes while building the company. How has that been going? What has been your thought process behind it? What's the main goal, and are you fulfilling that goal?
Yeah. So I guess there were two objectives from this one. The first one was, in full transparency, to keep a little bit of attention going on us and build community until we release Wanda. It was 40 days between the release, the announcement of Wanda, and then 40 days between until the launch of Wanda. That's kind of like what instigated that title. Concretely, how that was formulated. Saw a couple of people doing something similar with their own style on X, just doing that daily. And I found that quite inspiring. I do feel quite comfortable in sharing in speaking in that kind of medium. I've always felt inspired by creators like Casey Neistat that just did that daily. And then when I say that, I mean, I'm only doing 0.1% of what Casey Neistat did, but being on the camera daily and building that consistency and building that community, I know that it adds value. I saw some other people doing something similar right now, and I just thought, like, what is something interesting that I can share? I've made a lot of mistakes on building. I'm proud to say it, right? Like I'm proud to have gone down this journey that led to me making the mistakes. And I know that there's others that are making the mistakes at this time. And if there's something that I can do to help for others not to make these mistakes, then fantastic. The startup community is one for the better. That's something that I could share, something that I knew that can build some community around it, which is important for me. So I thought I will give something to the community so that when the time comes, I can also ask for something, which is the support on launches. So that's concretely like the thought process around it. In terms of how it's been going, that has also gone super well. A lot of DMs that are not seen on the comments of people being very happy about this and that they are following every day. And I guess like that's the only thing I need to keep going. It is tiring. It takes longer than it take. Paula, I know you're an influencer now.
Don't say that.
It takes longer. Yeah, it takes longer than the 3, 4 to 5 minutes that you see. It takes like about an hour and a half a day. To think about, to shoot, to edit. But it is what it is. We've gone down this path, and we're gonna keep going.
That's wow, that's amazing. That's like a big commitment, an hour and a half a day.
Yeah.
No, that's super interesting because it seems very. I've watched like probably half of them. It feels very organic, very natural. It doesn't feel like this is something that's like you put a lot of planning into it.
That's what people want you to think, Zach.
Yeah, of course. I've been tricked.
I mean, you're a content creator, you know this.
Yeah, of course. No, but it's super interesting that you're willing to commit the time. And I guess, you know, are you kind of betting big now on content and, you know, that building a public?
In all fairness, yeah, there's two things to it. In all fairness, I didn't know it would take an hour and a half. So I kind of went into it unknowingly. I'm in it now, so I'm going to keep going. The second thing is it does kind of fit in well with what we're doing, right? Like, I do believe that I can start spicing it up with editing it properly together with Wanda, so that it can evolve into something different. So I think that eventually this series, my goal is that it will evolve into maybe a little bit of a different production, and I will also be able to highlight Wanda through it, while also I will have built some community behind it. All this.
Yeah. Eat your own dog food.
Exactly.
That makes sense. I mean, but yeah, it's pretty crazy, like this fine line. What I think a lot about, so for the audience, I do like some very inconsistent TikToking and Instagramming with video, and I'm always like tempted to want to use more AI tools and like want to use everything that's out there, but it is such a learning curve, and to like make that good, it takes longer than just pointing the camera at your face. So it's like we're at a funny moment right now, and maybe that will change once we have Wanda, but we're at a funny moment right now where I'm like, using an AI tool now, even though it would be so cool, would cost me then 3 hours, and I do not have 3 hours. So I'm just gonna share a quick insight and be done with it. So it's like an interesting cusp.
I'm totally with you. And Paula, if I may say, congratulations on huge success on your socials so far. It's very cool to be seeing that. And honestly, the insights that you're sharing, I told you this as well a couple of days ago, the insights that you're sharing for people outside our bubble that know what's going on in tech space, what are the startups, it's super, super useful, right? Like I have so many friends that keep asking me, but like I don't know as much as you, keep asking me like what they should be looking at. I remember even Vicky, before she joined 11 Labs, we were looking at like what are AI startups, and you know we were depending on people like you. I remember actually I was checking Ben Lang back there, and that shared like top 20 startups to join. And I love that you're doing that, Paula, for a different part of in a different channel, which goes to different people as well.
Yeah. Thanks, but this is about you.
Yeah. And this is perfect. Now, what's your tag? We're gonna like clip this up, put it out there, get everyone following you. I'm a big fan of your content. It's great.
It's really super cool. I always get out the popcorn when the 40 mistakes hit.
Very happy to hear.
Do we have, Seb, a minute or so more? Or
I think so, yeah. And I'm conscious we're like 2 minutes over time, Dimi. Have you got a couple more minutes? Because we've got more questions if you're around.
Yeah. Happy to stick around, Seb.
Amazing, let's do it. I wanted to talk, you recently hit $2 million ARR, which is just an amazing feat. So congratulations on that. I wanted to talk about like, what do you think is going to take you to that next milestone? And do you think it's going to be, can you see the waiting list for Wanda already starting to, or can you imagine it converting and getting you to 5 million, 10 million? What does that kind of roadmap look like?
Yeah, for sure. So thank you for the kind words, Seb. To be completely transparent with you, the way that we view this is that this is very much just the beginning, and that's kind of the reason why I was so happy or so, wanted to be transparent. Like I was okay in being transparent with these numbers. We basically view anything that we've done until now with audio as our starting ground. And from this point on, it's where we're taking off with video. So it's actually easy to answer your question because it touches on everything that we've been saying until now, right? Which is the way to growth here is like us evolving into becoming a video platform. And then in terms of next exact steps, we were joking before, but like we genuinely do want to make Wondercraft and Wanda the home of launch videos.
Yes.
We think that there's a lot going on right now, and we want all of the startups to be creating. We actually have someone joining the team that has been building we basically hired someone that has been doing launch videos just for that intent. So that's one. Apart from that, of course, like just creating ads. What is a launch video at the end of the day? It's an ad. So creating ads.
Very fair.
For companies. And generally going a little bit for that SMB, a little bit of PLG growth to begin with, playing big on X and LinkedIn. And we have some other parts in our growth, in our GTM playbook right now that are going to be our immediate strategy. And following that in 2026, we're going to start entering the enterprise space as well.
Amazing, very exciting.
I have one more. I have one more. I have to get off my chest. One more question. What is the next thing after launch videos? Because if my whole Twitter feed is launch, am I just gonna watch launch videos all day, or is there the next iteration? And do you have a prediction what it is?
Oh, that's so interesting. I haven't thought about that. Obviously, I would want it to just stay at launch video, but that everyone can keep creating Wanda style videos. Look, honestly, unfortunately, my view is pessimistic on this one. I think that we are a little bit in a bubble right now. It's very easy for people to be starting. There's a lot of capital going on, and it's easy for people to be spending that capital on launch videos or some of it. And I feel like that's not going to continue. Hopefully it does, but like if the past is any indication of the future, there won't be as many startups in 26, if not 26, 27. And as a result, things will start switching a little bit to going back to like FDVCs, solopreneurs, and solopreneur, like, and yeah, just build in public a little bit more rather than having these high production launch videos. That's kind of like how I see things will play out. Again, I don't like this future. I just think it's likely the most probable one.
But to be honest, like, even if it's not the launch video, I think video itself is here to stay. I think for you, whatever, today it's the launch video, tomorrow maybe it's the retention video, where it's a lot more about let's really build the community, let's get people to use this in the long run, and let's not just launch it.
No, exactly that. The video is here to stay. There's no question in my mind. There's no question that video is the language of the internet. And Paula, what you're doing exactly that. Like you're going viral because you're putting a medium that many people see in text, but you're putting it into video and in digestible format. So, everyone needs to be creating videos. Some people find it a lot easier to be in front of the camera, some not. Some need creative assistance, and that's kind of like where we're stepping in to help here.
Yeah, I love it.
Amazing. Cool. Well, Dimi, thank you.
How many days till Wanda?
4 weeks. 4 weeks. 15th of October.
Okay. So
we have a big, if I can plug one final thing,
yep.
On the 15th of October, we have this grand finale, which is going to be similar to this live stream. These 10 people that we've selected from our user base are going to be creating our launch video. We've asked them they got access to Wanda, and they're going to be creating the launch video for us. And there's $25,000 on the line for the winner. And we have 4 judges that are all big in the creator space that will assess on that day who will win that $25,000 based on the 10 videos that they've created. And you can actually vote today on wondercraft.ai/challenge for the winner. They all have videos there. Feel free to check it out. and attend that like grand finale. It's going to be epic to see who's going to win that big prize.
No way, that's so cool. So you can see all 10 videos right now on your website?
Only 7 of them.
7.
We're releasing one contestant each day, and we're at the day 7 right
No way. Well, I'm definitely going to check them all out. That's really cool. And then you're going to be live streaming the judging panel. Super interesting. Yeah. I think that's like...
Let's put that under, let's share that somewhere for people to...
For sure.
check out.
Yeah. That's super cool. I'll definitely check it out and talk about it. That's really interesting.
Amazing. And Seb, congrats to you as well. You're doing great things. Love the fact that you're Europe focused. Go Europe. I'm based out of London, in case that wasn't clear. And obviously very big fan of everything that's going on in Europe. Some awesome stuff all around. Amazing day yesterday as well with Sana Lak getting acquired. It's just so cool to be seeing a lot of activity, both in Europe and in acquisitions. And Seb, a big fan, big supporter. Keep going.
No, thank you, man. Likewise, yes. It's never been so exciting, I think, in European tech. And I just love talking about it and posting about it on LinkedIn. So living the dream. Dimi, thank you so much for joining us.
Good having you.
Yeah, we're going to be watching, we're going to be sharing, we're going to be voting on those videos. But yeah, looking forward to Wanda going live.
Thanks, guys. Nice to meet you.
Can't wait.
Yeah, you too, Dimi.
Bye, Paula. Good morning.
Bye-bye.